We shall be following up on this matter and the different tributes that shall be shared about him by different leaders and Wananchi as well. Now, victims of the deadly Chesongoch landslides that have already claimed tens of lives are asking the government to grant them alternative settlement before schools reopen. Many of the displaced say they have nowhere to return to after the devastating slides swept away their homes, their land, and their livelihoods. Now, the government says the death toll has risen to 39, with 9 people still missing and 6 hospitalized. And our reporter Steve Keter was back to ground zero at Chesongoch Primary School, which is now serving as a makeshift camp for the displaced, and brings us the story of the survivors' struggles, their fears, and their pleas for a place to call home.
It is around 9:30 p.m. and in groups of mostly women and children, the survivors of the deadly landslides flock into the Chesongoch Primary School to seek refuge for the night. First, they enter into this classroom that has been converted into a store and a registration room, where each is handed a mattress and a blanket. It might not be much, but the victims say it is better compared to the first few days after the disaster struck, when most of them had to seek refuge in the neighboring villages.
Kuna tandika gunia chini, kama kuna ile shuka moja ulitoroka nayo, itabidi umejifunika na watoto wako. Ulale hivyo mpaka ipambazuka asubuhi.
Tumepata nafuu, hata uzingizi wakati ule haikuwa. Kwa sasa mawazo imeenda moja.
Penina Kwamboka, an expectant mother of 2, and Miriam Biwot come from Kwenoi village, which was one of the areas seriously affected by the disaster. They recall how they scampered to save their lives. However, their neighbors were not as lucky.
Kusema kweli, mimi majirani zangu wote walihenda, ni boma 5 wote, hakuna hata moja waliweza kujiokoa.
So tukawa na hofu, tukasema afadhali mtu jiokolee. Watoto wako, mzee, afadhali uamuke uende. Kama kesho kutapambazuka mkiwa sawa ni sawa.
Traumatized by the events of November 1st, they say they don't feel safe even at the school, which was one of the areas spared by the calamity, but their options are limited.
Hii place miotoka kwa shule iko rest kidogo, alafu iko distance kidogo na penye hiyo mto imeelekea. Hiyo ndio kitu tunaona kama tuko na usalama, but kwa hakika hata hiyo usalama wenyewe hayuko, ni ile tu kujicomfort kidogo apart from na penye tumetoka.
Now they are calling on the government to give them alternative settlements, vowing never to return to the areas that used to be their homes, as they have nothing to go back to.
Sitawai hata nini. Kitambo ifike mwezi wa 4, mvua ikinyesha itarudia vile ilirudia.
Nyumba iligongwa na mawe na maji, so hakuna makao huko tena. Sasa sisi tumekuwa mahame saizi, hata hatujui mahali tunaenda. Nilikuwa najiuliza saizi niko hapo kwa shule, na shule ikifunguliwa so si tutaelekea wapi? Na watoto watasoma ama ni sisi watu wazima tutakuwa tunakaa klasi na watoto? Hapo ndio ilinishinda.
Elgeyo Marakwet County Chief Officer for Disaster Management Lawrence Mutual says more than 600 families were displaced by the landslides in Chesongoch, and most of them are camping at the local primary school. Steve Keter, NTV, in Chesongoch, Elgeyo Marakwet County.